Today we celebrate the life of this remarkable woman who fought for social justice and dignity in South Africa, Africa, and the world. I now have the honor to invite our first speaker, the United Nations Secretary General António Guterres, to kindly deliver his statement.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply honored to be joining with you to pay tribute to the memory of Miss Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. I extend my deepest condolences to the government and people of South Africa and to the family of the late Miss Madikizela-Mandela. Mama Winnie, as she was affectionately known, was a towering figure in the struggle against apartheid. She was an international symbol of resistance who left an indelible mark on the history of the 20th century. The outpouring of condolences since her passing shows what an enormous impact she had not only on the people of South Africa and on the African continent, but for millions around the world. Faced with the most heinous of racist and discriminatory regimes, she helped lead the way in showing that it takes to overcome such tyranny, strength, defiance, and courage. She endured surveillance, harassment, torture, and imprisonment, including in solitary confinement, making huge personal sacrifices. Yet, through her resistance, she inspired countless others and helped keep hope alive through the darkest periods of the struggle. As she noted in remarks following the heart-wrenching Soweto uprising, and I quote, "We are aware that the road before us is uphill, but we shall fight to the bitter end for justice." End of quote. None of us would condone all actions over a complex and complicated life, but Winnie Mandela's dedication was evident in her early activism and her work researching infant mortality in the Alexander Township. And she was the first black social worker at the Baragwanath Hospital in Johannesburg and witnessed the insidious effects of apartheid on the health and social well-being of her community. As a strong and fearless woman, she had to fight patriarchy definitions of womanhood. In apartheid South Africa, the combination of patriarchy and racism together meant that black women confronted enormous obstacles from the cradle to the grave, making their own achievements all the more exceptional. Her advocacy for women's rights, including in her role as president of the ANC Women's League, reflected a dedication to justice. And their support of young people and their crucial contribution to a society's development also highlighted their commitment to the inclusion and rights of groups often overlooked. In the decades-long fight against apartheid, the United Nations stood with Winnie Madikizela-Mandela and all those in South Africa who faced unrelenting racism and discrimination. Today, as we remember her, the United Nations reaffirms its commitment to the ideals of equality, justice, and humanity for all. Thank you.